Hey everyone, my name is Matt Fitzgerald and I'm going to show you how I make my coffee in the morning. I'm a coffee drinker. If you are too, I'm going to show you a better way to do it. So first of all, obviously you start with a coffee. So, normally you just pour it in the cup and you're done. This has like 2 extra steps, so bear with me. So first of all, I throw some coffee in my blender top. Okay. And now what I do is I add superfoods to it, right? Because anytime I can get more antioxidants and superfoods in, I do it. Now, how much you put in there is up to you. I usually make a 20-ounce cup of coffee, and I'll put 1 tablespoon of Ancient Chocolate and 1 tablespoon of Ancient Delight in there. The reason why I'm putting it into a blender is because the Ancient Chocolate and Ancient Delight has whole chia seeds and whole flax seeds. Some people don't mind drinking them whole in their coffee. I prefer them blended up, which is why I'm putting it into a blender. So I do 1 tablespoon of each. I think I went light on the coffee, so let me add to it. So the reason why Chocolate and Delight, first of all, some people add cacao powder to their coffee as a superfood booster. And cacao is the dominant ingredient in Ancient Chocolate. Only instead of it just being cacao, you're getting beet and maca and moringa and wheatgrass and turmeric. So it's, you're adding a whole bunch of superfoods to your coffee this way. The other thing a lot of people do is they add cinnamon to their coffee. Well, we have true cinnamon in here, which is the healthiest form of cinnamon. And then we've got really good things like reishi mushroom powder, turmeric, maca, ginger, things like that. Now, some of you may have heard of mushroom coffee, right? Where there's products out there that are marketed specifically for this, where they'll have reishi mushroom powder and advertise it to add to your coffee. It's really good for your immune system and things like that. It's a great ingredient. We have it in there. So the flavor is cinnamon, but it's just got a whole bunch of great superfoods. So in terms of the flavor, what I've done is I've added the chocolate and really cinnamon are the 2 flavors, but this is now loaded with like 15 different superfoods. Now, what you do from here is up to you, right? You could just blend this up and keep your coffee as, almost no calories, just this. I like to do, it's called a keto coffee. A keto coffee, as you're going to see, I'm going to be adding half and half. You can also use cream. I'm going to be adding coconut oil. You can also add something called MCT oil in place. And then I'm going to be adding grass-fed butter. You could also be adding something called ghee instead. So a keto coffee is meant to be a meal replacement. It's meant to replace your breakfast. And if you're a coffee drinker, I highly recommend you give this a try. It's pretty amazing. You're going to feel your energy levels go up. I feel my cognition go up. I just feel mentally more alert. So my daily ritual in the morning is to make a keto coffee. I pour it in my mug, and then I make a superfood smoothie, and I pour that in a really nice container that keeps it cold. And I have my superfood smoothie for lunch and my keto coffee in the morning. This is my daily routine. If you haven't done this, try it, okay? Don't eat a bunch of stuff and have a keto coffee and then eat a bunch of stuff for lunch and have a smoothie with it. Just have the keto coffee in the morning and just have the superfood smoothie in the afternoon, and I promise you're going to feel awesome. It really does the trick. So again, with the keto coffee, there's just a couple ingredients. It's just coffee, some chocolate, and some Delight. If you don't like cinnamon, then don't use Delight. If you don't like chocolate, then don't use chocolate, right? But I use both. So you got chocolate, Delight. You can either use heavy whipped cream or you can use half and half. You can either use coconut oil or you can use MCT oil. And you can either use butter or you can use ghee. All right? So I'm just going to add some half and half. Now the recipe, you're going to find your own recipe, right? Whatever you like the best. Since I've done this a lot of times, I'm not too careful about measuring stuff out. But if you want a starter recipe, what I would recommend is just a series of ones. So 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of Delight, 1 tablespoon of chocolate, 1 tablespoon of half and half. You can start there and see if you like it, right? And then you can kind of vary it to your liking. So that's all I did. I just added that stuff in here. Now I'm going to throw it on my blender, throw the blender top on, and hit blend. Okay, I fast forwarded you through this a little bit because I figure you wouldn't want to watch it. I typically will blend this for 60 seconds because I like really getting it nice and creamy. This will separate eventually too, so you can use a stir stick, or I just use one of those coffee mugs that's sealed, so I just shake it up every once in a while. But I mean, this is what it looks like, right? It really tastes like a latte. If you're familiar with drinking lattes, it kind of tastes like that, but it's very good. And, you know, find the recipe you like. We have a recipe page where if you scroll down on the recipe page, you're going to find a nutrition facts panel. You can alter that nutrition facts panel. So let's say you use, you know, you're only using coconut oil. You can change it so there's 0 ghee and just coconut oil, and you can take a look at how the nutrition facts label is playing out. You know, how many calories, how much fat, things like that. So we make it easy for you to design your own recipe. But like I said, I would just start with 1, 1, 1, 1. In terms of the 1 for coffee, really, I do 2 cups of coffee and then 1, 1, 1, 1. But you can start there. The butter, I personally love the flavor. It makes it, gives it a nice, rich, creamy. The ghee is even better tasting than butter. I know my business partner, Dr. John, he prefers less butter and more coconut oil. He likes the taste of that. Coconut oil has a more bitter taste to it, where butter has a creamier taste to it, and I like the creamier taste. Now, in terms of the butter, there's grass-fed butter, which has more health advantages over regular butter. A super popular brand, I mean, we're not getting paid for this or anything, but is Kerrygold. And I always use the unsalted version. I think having salted butter in your coffee tastes a little odd. You might like the salted version, so just play around. There's a lot of companies that sell ghee. You know, you can go on Amazon or online and find a bunch, but ghee is a healthier version than butter. It has some more health benefits to it, but it's also more money. So it's up to you. But that's it. So this is how I make my coffee in the morning. I have, you know, 1 to 2 cups of this, about 350 calories. That's my breakfast. And then when I'm done making my coffee in the morning, I make a big smoothie and then stick it in the fridge. And my wife and I have a smoothie for lunch, and we have coffees in the morning. This entire process to make my breakfast and lunch, 15, 20 minutes max, right? I mean, the coffee takes 5 and the smoothie takes 10 to 15 minutes. That's it, right? So it's just 20 minutes in your morning and you're good for both meals, and you're going to feel awesome. So if you haven't tried it, try it, right? Play around with the recipes. And like I said, you can start with my default recipe of 2 cups of coffee and then 1s for the rest. All right, so give it a try. I hope you like it.